Hello everybody, this is Quick Hit Security with Mark Brophy. I'm an incident responder and the DFIR team lead here at Security 360. Starting a new series, sharing information with you in small bites, 20 minutes or less, about what you can do to improve security posture. Today's first episode, we're going to go over the cyber kill chain and how any organization, large or small, can use it to better define its security practices. A little bit about me. I've been in IT and security for a long time, started back in 2000. Matter of fact, when I took my Network Plus exam way back when, it was the first exam and wireless wasn't even a topic on it because wireless hadn't been invented yet. Got degrees in security, degrees in technology. I have all the certifications from all the major players out there, from ISACA, ISC2, SANS, and a few others. I've run IT departments and security teams from small, large companies, work from small not-for-profits, as small as 25 people, up to organizations up to 18, 19,000 people. As mentioned, I'm currently a responder for Security 360. On the side, adjunct faculty and for cybersecurity for several colleges and universities, and a frequent speaker and contributor to technology and security events. My purpose in doing all this is to share back with the community. Once upon a time, I had some great people mentor me, and it is my opportunity to pay it back. About Security 360. Security 360 is a full-service cybersecurity consulting firm. It's founded in 2009. We are a vendor-agnostic technology company developing programs and systems specially catered to our clients' needs. We don't sell hardware or software. We're services only. We know you spend a lot of time figuring out what technology stack you're using and how you're implementing it. We're here to provide you the best security guidance available. We have many offerings from our different departments: offensive security, awareness training, compliance, security monitoring, incident response, managed services, virtual CISO, remote workforce security, and assessments of readiness reports. So today's topic is the cyber kill chain. We're going to know what is the cyber kill chain, how can anyone use it for quick and easy personal assessment, and how more mature organizations can use it to stay current against the changing threats. Cyber kill chain is a cybersecurity model developed by Lockheed Martin. It outlines the various phases of common cyber attacks, allowing organizations to trace the stages of an attack and better anticipate and prevent cyber threats in the future. By understanding these steps, defenders gain visibility into attack and a rich understanding of adversary tactics, techniques, and procedures, what we refer to as TTPs. Organizations can use the cyber kill chain to plan tactics for preventing and detecting malicious intruders. This framework is valuable for anyone, helping them stay ahead of threats and protect critical systems and data. Once upon a time, topics like this were pretty much kept into the realm of security only. But now that IT professionals of all sizes are required to know more and more about security, this process is something that can easily be molded and used for anybody. So this is what it looks like. On the left-hand side, we have the threat actor sitting in his lair, finding a victim. On the right-hand side, on the red, we have, this is when the threat actor fully achieves their goals, whether it's encrypting systems, data theft, exfiltration, or anything or all in between. Our goal here is every step of the process the threat actor is taking, we want to have a security control to detect their actions and to prevent if possible. The goal being if the chain is broken in any part of the process, then the threat actor fails in their objectives. So at each stage, you need to ask yourself the relevant questions. There's really only 3 questions here you need to ask, but you need to ask them based on the type of architecture you're dealing with. What detective controls do you have at each stage? What reactionary controls do you have at each stage? And then what preventive controls do you have at each stage? Now I've listed here the typical layout, or the designs that organizations might have. They may have on-premise infrastructure, they may have a remote workforce, and they may have cloud infrastructure as well, or maybe even hybrid. Each one of these controls are going to be different based on those environments. And it's very important for you to line up the cyber kill chain to each one of these environments, because you may find out that while you thought you're thoroughly protected, you may have inadvertently removed some protections as different workers work in different environments. For instance, the most common one would be a remote worker. If a remote worker is in the office and they're sitting behind a Palo Alto firewall with web content filtering and antivirus running, they're thoroughly protected when they're searching the web. But if that worker takes a laptop home and they're now doing work from a private home internet, that's not routing through the firewalls anymore. Now all those protections you put in place in the office are now missing. So you thought you had more controls around, more protections around your laptops than you did. Why time matters. Detection and response is everything when it comes to a cyber incident. How quickly we can detect and how quickly we respond can make a significant difference to the impact to the organization. We're going to follow the Win Spartel time-based security method, winspartel.com. You can go ahead and read his materials there. This method evaluates the effectiveness of organization security by measuring the relationship between the variables protection, detection, and response. Right? These three variables are evaluated as followed. Security procedures are deemed adequate if the protection time exceeds protection time plus response time. Now, if there's no detection or there's no response, then there is no security, or security is severely lacking as there is no one to stop or thwart the cyber attack. Okay, here's our example we're going to use here for our infrastructure. We use the example here. If it takes an hour to break through an internal system, right? But it takes only a minute for your systems to detect that something is under attack. But due to the way organizations normally work, it might take 45 minutes for the SOC to see the detection, start an investigation, notify management, or notify stakeholders of what's going on. They might respond and mitigate the threat. So it might take 45 minutes. So we can say that this attack would most likely be unsuccessful because the response time was 46 minutes, whereas it would normally take about an hour for the threat actor to achieve their goals. And this is our goal, is making sure that detection and response are better than the window of opportunity for the threat actor. Right? Detection and reaction controls are essential, and sometimes they're probably more important than the preventive controls. Right? So there's the old saying, if antivirus alert fires off and no one sees it, is a system truly infected? Well, of course we know it is, but the question is, if there's no security analyst or no one in IT there to investigate the virus, does a virus still exist? Well, yeah, it does. It's just going unimpeded. So therefore, detection and reaction is very, very important. And I say that in my position in incident response, I would say that they're probably even more important or equally as important as described here in the diagram as preventive controls, because preventive controls can fail. The preventive controls can be bypassed. So if they are bypassed, then you need to make sure that you have ready detection and a quick reaction force. So let's use our example of how we're going to use the cyber kill chain. Right? In this example, we have a small company with no remote capabilities or cloud services and has EDR installed at all endpoints, and the workstations are set to auto-update weekly. A next-gen firewall that provides security services and content filtering. So now what we're going to do is let's take a look as far as what that technology looks like lined up against the cyber kill chain. Here we see we took each of the columns, we mapped out each stage of the cyber kill chain. We listed the controls we have for detection. We said that the next-gen firewall has a built-in email filter. For exploit, we had EDR has prevention, and the next-gen firewall has an intrusion protection system. For installation, we have EDR, we've got the next-gen firewall to block any install of malicious or download of malicious toolkits. And command and control, the next-gen firewall will be looking for malicious traffic and stopping it, and the EDR and the endpoints as well. Same thing with reaction. We see the intertwining of the two products, the different capabilities. So we can say that by looking at this, each stage has got a couple of controls, security controls in place. Here we're just going to highlight out for a little better visibility so we can see how the two products for security kind of overlap. This is quite common for most small companies, that they're going to have the next-gen firewall and maybe some EDR or some advanced antivirus if they can't use EDR. And this is a common security setup. So what happens if the next-gen firewall stops at the delivery stage? Well, here we remove the capabilities of the next-gen firewall from our grid, and now we can see we have a lot less security than we thought. Right? Now, what happens if a system missed its EDR installation? What if you had an image rebuild and a system missed an update or missed it? Now, all of a sudden, you've got no protections, whereas you thought you were fully protected. Right? What if systems are not reporting at 100%? What if remote workers become a thing? The question is now is, are you as secure as you initially had thought? So let's take a look at how large organizations can follow the same methodology, but kick it up a notch. First, follow the same steps as before and ask the same questions for each of the different type of environments. Next, locate threat actor techniques from a security researcher, such as the MITRE framework, Mandiant, Unit 42 from Palo Alto, or CrowdStrike. Right. These organizations have thoroughly researched known tactics and techniques from threat actors, and they can tell you exactly what steps they've done and what toolkits they've used along the way. Map those exact steps to what the adversary uses in the kill chain. Now, does your security posture match up to the real-world scenarios? The nice thing about some of these threat actor groups is they've been identified as far as which business sectors they tend to target. So maybe you're in finance, or maybe you're in manufacturing. You can go out to these locations, research threat actors that are targeting your industry, find the tactics they use, map it up to the kill chain, and see whether or not you feel you've got enough strong security posture. So in closing, the cyber kill chain helps identify and prevent cyber intrusions by breaking down the attacks into distinct steps, much more digestible than ethereal what-if scenarios. By matching the steps taken to attack your network, your own detective preventive reaction controls, you can quickly determine if any gaps exist or any potential gaps if there's a failure. More mature organizations might download the TTPs from MITRE or CrowdStrike and map real-world adversary tactics to their own security postures. Anybody can do this to gain better visibility in their posture. Small organizations, you could probably knock this assessment out in about 20 minutes or less, give you a quick blueprint as far as where you are, and present that to management for your needs. I'd like to thank you all for this first episode of Quick Hits for Secure IT 360. My name is Mark Brophy, incident responder here. You can contact me at the email address here as well as our website. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon. See you the next time.